Welcome back, everybody, to the Boulderboys.show, episode number 58, I believe.
That's wild. So badass.
Insane. We're creeping up on the 100K mark of this ultra. All right, we are here. We got Moy coming in from the box. You're outside though.
I'm coming from Boulder, directly from Boulder to you guys. From I'm from like outside. It's like just so nice, actually.
It is super nice.
You
It
know,
is funny.
when
If we go outside, we might be able to hear your voice.
yeah, we're so close. So I'm here because we're dealing with a little bit of a cold, a family cold. So I don't want to get anybody sick. So that's the reason why we're apart. And also, like when we came back, we arrived here on Sunday. Uh, Dude, it was like pouring rain. Fall was full on, and I was like, okay, bring the jackets. You know, but it was false alarm.
Moody.
Yeah.
Like proper, like rainy all day. You know, like leaves changing colors. I was like, this is not Boulder. Like the other thing that I realized anytime it actually like rains in Boulder for more than an hour is I'm like, my brain does not do well anymore in kind of like moody gray weather. And like growing up in Minnesota, like, that's like 6 months of year. And now it's like one day I'm like, I don't know why I feel so bad. And it's like, oh, it's just I haven't seen the sun in 6 hours.
Dude, I kind of thrive off of it. But it's
of course you do.
I totally get that. Like that's how I feel about when I actually have to go run in the rain, or like it'll be barely sprinkling. And I'll be like, I can't ride my bike. Look at it.
Yeah.
Look, there's some rain. It's like, I don't know. I used to ride my bike in the rain all the time.
No, you get soft so quick. I get depressed within 25 minutes of rain. And I used to live, well, that's why we left France, because it would rain for weeks. But where we were, not in the whole country. But like, no, that's not the reason. But like, that was also like not an easy thing to deal with. And here, it's like if it rains for more than 6 hours, we get like, I start to feel unhappy, which is it's not good. That's not a good way. And also, like we have people like Matt who love rain, and that's great. I just got too soft, But yeah.
Okay, so we've got Seth, Drew, and Moy here. We're down a couple. But we're still putting out content for the folks.
I was thinking, I was like, I should probably have said who was here.
Yeah.
We're like, where's everybody else?
But
we'll
you
get
just
better
got
at
back
that.
to the US from a really big trip. Luca's first international trip. Let's just start with like some dad stuff. Like what was it like to travel internationally with Luca? What was it like introducing Luca to a bunch of your friends that haven't had a chance to meet him yet? Like just talk about that.
Yeah, as actually Luca met my first family member. I have a cousin. We're very close. She lives in Spain now, and we met up in Italy. So we left after the wedding. Hey, everything starts at the wedding, as the last episode, We drove to Portland and flew out from Portland, and it was like, you know what, dude? Fairly easy. If you're gonna fly with a baby, I would highly recommend KLM. Which I think KLM merged with Air France. Anyways, KLM, which stands for Kirsten Luca Moises. We flew, of course. Dude, like we had the seats where you can put a bassinet, so like a little bed for the baby. Dude, once we took off, we put him there, and everybody went to sleep. And then we just fed him a couple of times, and then we were in Amsterdam.
Wait, how do you
literally that was?
How do you book that seat?
So that's the thing. That's why KLM is good. Pro tip for other dads out there or parents. KLM reserves those seats. Those are like the front seats against the wall, so you have leg room. But those are the seats that have the bolts to put the baby bassinet, and they don't sell those. So when you buy your ticket, you call and you're like, "Hey, can I get one of those?" And they will be, of course. Unless they're already booked, and they give you those seats. So they give us seats next to each other, and then they bring the bassinet, and then like the kids just hang out there.
Is
So
Luca
that's pretty
like
cool.
seatbelted in?
What?
Does he have a seatbelt? Like I'm trying to picture this
They,
bassinet.
I can send you a video. It's like
Okay.
he's like laying down, and it has like a little cover that like he wouldn't like escape.
Oh,
And
Keeps him
like
got
from
you.
bouncing out.
yeah, and it's like, and the flight there was pretty chill, like because it was an overnight flight, and you lose so many hours, right? Like we lost 9 hours plus the flight, so it's like you feel like you lost like a day. Um, we got to Amsterdam, and they lost the stroller, so that was kind of like a bummer. But then we finally made it to Nice and then to Italy, where we were headed to, which is this town in the Liguria region, Finale, where like Drew has been, um, and we had friends and a bunch of very good friends waiting there for us. So this was actually pretty cool. So Luca behaved very well, and then all of our friends there big fans of baby. Um, some friends have baby, other as a is a big family, Nino's family, and they all are big fan of baby. So just give them Luca, and they were just happy with it. I just have to be like, hey, I think he has to eat now, and then they will feed him. It's like they had like 7 babysitters,
Wow.
Dude,
so that was
they're
pretty cool.
hired.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
The unsaid part of that statement, though, Moy, is that I think that like the rest of us here in Boulder need to like learn how to be better with babies.
Yeah.
That signals to me that like I'm dropping the ball as an uncle
No,
to Lisa. And so like we gotta like pick it up. I gotta like learn.
Oh, Moy knows I'm scared of holding babies, but I gotta change that.
it's fine. I was too until I had my own. And no, but they're like they either have babies or it's like the Magro family, which is Nino's family. They always have brothers and sisters and nephews, so like they're very used to just
Mhm.
being around. It's like a very baby friendly family. So it's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, it's a great place. It's a small medieval town. There's no cars, and you just go to the coffee shop. We are friends with the guy who runs the coffee shop, and
Is this the
Tony,
dude
who
that
actually
roasts?
you met.
I met Tony. Tony is
Uh,
just such a sweetheart.
Dude, is he the guy that roasts all those bags of beans that are in your house?
no, no, he just makes the coffee. He's just
Okay.
got like a local coffee shop. Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
Dude, and we like. I mean, the truth is that it was very nice, like not challenging in many ways, but a little bit rough because of the jet lag. Um,
Mm.
Mm.
of course, because it's like 8 hours difference. Luca, I think he adapted. I don't. He doesn't. He adapted very well. He was sleeping. Actually, he slept his first full nights there. So we were thinking that maybe Italy is perfect for him. Uh, he like literally slept like that's when he started he's doing some full nights now, but like he started doing full nights there and we were like magic. So that was cool. And yeah, we just hang out in the town, and this town is 90 minutes from Nice, which is where I was going to do a race, which was the reason, the excuse to go over there, you know. Yeah. That's
Okay, so
that was the logistic going there.
you got in what Monday to Italy?
Yeah, we got on Monday. Yeah, we got on Monday to Italy, and then the race was Saturday.
Okay, what
Yeah.
just like what were you doing from a running standpoint while you were in Finale?
That's a good question. So, Roban, you also met from Les Ginoda Legif. They were in town. They came to visit with their kid Mathieu, which I'm the godfather of, and then other friends too. So Roban and I think we got there on Monday. I think Tuesday we ran easy. On Monday we went for a run easy. Tuesday we went for another run easy, and then Wednesday we went and set KOM on like a classic climb on the town. So he's like this type of people who like love to chase segments.
Uh-huh.
That's him. Only uphill, up to 40 minutes, nothing more than 40 minutes. So he found these segments that it was like 16 minutes, and we were like, 16 minutes and 50 seconds or something like that. And he was like, we should go and chase it. And it's funny, I have never tried that segment, but I always run there. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. He's pretty good at like uphill. He's like very, very, very good. So that was a kind of like Wednesday's workout. We like push hard and it felt very good. So I was like, huh, that's a very good sign. I'm climbing very well after the trip. So that was
Did you guys
exciting.
get the segment?
We like put 2 minutes on the segment, and so we brought it from like 16 to 14 minutes. Yeah,
Hell
Dang,
yeah.
that's what
yeah.
I like to
And
see.
and the funny and the best part is that I beat Roban, which is funny because he is like by all means he's better than me climbing. Like he is stronger, he's faster, he has better VK times. He's just better than me climbing, but he has never managed to beat me on a race or a segment that we do together. For some reason, dude, there's something. It's like funny. One time we did a VK, we were both sick, and I beat him by 1 second.
You're
It's
just
like it
big
makes,
time Molly, you know? You just know how to race.
dude,
I mean,
it makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's just like, and even here, I beat him for like 4 seconds. It was like it makes no sense. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So we
then
did that. Run around town. Yeah.
talk to us about race day. For what it's worth, it was so
Um.
fun to follow. The coverage
It
of the
was.
race was awesome, and you were like in it all day. And so,
It's
like
been.
our like
Yeah.
friend text thread was going off.
Dude.
It was just so fun to follow.
It's thank you. I also it was fun and funny. We left the day before, so there is Saturday. We drove Friday. Went pick up the babe, check into the Airbnb. Uh and it's like Nice, like another world. So like first of all, like Nice is next to Monaco. Like
Mhm.
really, like it's like pretty much. I don't know, if it's not the same thing, but it's very close to. And so the vibe is like. I don't know, like the cars that you see, like the people that you see, it's just like a different France, the France that I'm used to it. It's a
Dude, what?
very cool city.
Oh, I was like what? Like Ferraris and stuff, or what? What are we talking?
I mean, yeah, we're talking like super expensive, fancy cars, yachts, and like
Mm.
just like Monaco, like that kind of vibe, which is I don't know, we're not used to that. It was fun to see, but also like
Would you spend any time in like the Nice area when you were living in Annecy, or would you primarily just go to
no.
Finale? Okay.
We never went to Nice. I actually never. It's
Really?
not so easy to get. It's like from where we were, it wasn't. Yeah, no, we didn't go to Nice ever. We have friends that live in Nice, so we got to see them a little bit. Um, but yeah, like it's like a totally different vibe. Like the city is cool, and I'm like very impressed because the race. So this is Nice by UTMB. The race started like almost where like Katie Shy live,
Whoa.
literally.
Way up
In like
there.
it's like way up. You are in the Alps, so and then you finish at the beach, and that was like I remember the day before the race, we were at the Airbnb, and like I was like checking the route with Kirsten, and I was like, dude, like I'm like super nervous. And she's like, why? And I was like, this race is long. It's like I'm looking at the track, and it's like a big thing, you know. It's like because we say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a 100K or I'm gonna do UTMB or this and that, and like at some point we like lose perspective of
Mhm.
the distance or like the thing, you know. But like looking this 3D like route, I was like, it's like kind of like it's like a lot, you know. And indeed it was a lot. So it was fun, honestly. Like we were in the Airbnb, super chill. We had two good friends, Manon and Etienne. They are like filmmakers, both of them,
Mhm.
and they were the crew. So they came with us from Italy, and they were gonna go crew me. So in the early morning, one of the best things, the race started at 10 a.m. So that was like super chill. You run basically through the whole day. That is because you gotta take a bus for like 2 hours to the start. So like around 6, I took a bus. I brought my breakfast, coffee, and like which is like kind of eating. And it's crazy because you're driving from the beach to the Alps. So it's like crazy roads. The vegetation is changing, and you're seeing kind of what you're gonna run through. And that was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the only thing more that I really know about like the terrain around Nice is that there's like really, really incredible cycling. And like so many pro
Huh.
cyclists live
Mhm.
in and around Monaco. But
Yeah.
I think about it primarily just in terms of like kind of like coastal mountains. Did you get
Yeah.
out of coastal mountains into like what felt like the proper Alps, or did it
Yeah.
all kind of feel like 4,000 feet
It's
near
crazy.
the ocean?
Mm. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. We started like at an altitude higher than Boulder, actually.
Wait,
Whoa!
really?
And
No way.
yeah, and
That's
and we went
crazy.
up to like we went up to like kind of the like kind of like the altitude of green, like 2000 some meters. Yeah.
Damn.
So and we can get started with the race. So yeah, it's like it's
Yeah.
proper. It's like pine trees. Is chilly. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is that you're starting there and you're like, how am I gonna get to the beach? You know, it's like that was like a little bit of a cool, and it's technically a net downhill race, but you had how much feet of vert? 5,700 meters to feet.
It was like, I think it was almost 18,000, right?
18,000, 18,700 feet is what my watch says.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Dude,
That's a lot of feet.
that's I don't know. I
That's
don't know.
more than
It's more
CCC.
than CCC, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's got to be.
This
No,
you're
no. It's
about
a
the
little
same.
bit less because
No.
CCC is like 19,000 feet.
Yeah. I mean, I would never get 19,000 on my watch. My watch would be like, you ran 5,000 feet of vert.
But
Yeah.
Moy, I feel like that is like such a kind of good good point where you're like, oh well, it's not UTMB, it's just some
Mhm.
other race, like, and then you're like, wait, I'm gonna be out there for like far over 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
like gonna be a full frickin' day endeavor.
Do you guys ever
Yeah.
feel like you do this thing? Like I do this where I'll just be like I can't think about how long the race is. Like I'll be like, oh, I can't think about it. Like that it's 100K or 100 miles.
Mm.
And then if
Yeah.
you're not careful, you just show up at the start line and you're like, wait, what?
Oh, I do this
Like I
all,
hadn't reconciled with how long I'm going to be out here.
I do this all the time. I also, if I'm in a new place and I'm like prepping for my long run and I'm looking at the map, I'm like, oh, that doesn't look so bad. And then you get out there and you're like, oh, this is a 4,000 foot climb.
Yeah.
And I'm about to get
What am I
cooked.
doing?
Because you get like so
I
used
think
to
yeah.
the terrain in like Boulder and you're like
Mhm.
wherever you live and knowing like how things feel. And then you go to a new place and you're just like so amped and you're like, oh, I'm just going to do this like 12-mile run. And then you're like, well, this is going to take me 4 hours.
Dude, long runs in somewhere you've never been are the worst.
This is what happened to me in Annecy last year. I was like, I'm just going to do this nice, 18 miler. And it took me like 4 hours because the
Dude.
terrain was just heinous,
Yeah.
just East Coast,
Yeah.
rocky, Rudy, like slow as hell. Ugh.
Yeah.
Classic.
That's this is kind of what happened here too. So we start very, very alpine, and I had no idea how the terrain or anything was going to be, which is sometimes a lot of the times I like to do that in races, like just surprise me. Um, and and it's funny. So my definition of the race is steeper than ready.
Ooh.
Basically, that's how I felt. Like the race was much steeper than what I was ready for. But in a good and positive way. So just to give context, and like I don't want to do a whole race report, but I think there's a bunch of interesting things. So I was dealing with like Achilles issues for a while, and then I've been working on it, of course, and like I found something that it has been working out, and also like hip flexors issues. So like that's in canyons, like I couldn't run uphill at some point. So that was kind of interesting and something challenging. So at the start line, I was like, and it's also funny how race goes. It's like I'm gonna do my best, but like you don't know how the body's gonna react. So like maybe I feel amazing, maybe actually like my tendons don't feel good. So I have high expectations, but also I'm just gonna not put much pressure on me. And then, but then when you feel good, expectations like start to like, increase, increase, increase. That's also what happened in the race. The good thing is to like before, during, and after the race, no problems with Achilles or tendons whatsoever. Like all of that part of my fitness felt awesome. And even after the race, like it recovered very quick. So whatever I'm doing is working. I think the Achilles was a little bit tired just because of dancing on your wedding with like kind of like dressing shoes. Um,
Dress shoes are horrible.
yeah,
They're horrible.
yeah. Like
They're
it
so
took me a while
bad.
to understand.
Yeah. There should be an expectation at weddings or anything where it's like, okay, we have 10 minutes, everybody go change their shoes. It's like mandatory.
And then we're coming back to the dance
We're
floor.
coming back. All right.
Moy, I
I-
had worse blisters from the wedding than I did from CCC.
I actually believe that. For sure.
Yeah, well, you were also I mean, that was a workout what you were doing at the wedding. It's like it was certainly a double.
Certainly a
Like,
double.
yeah, no, so like I was like, why my Achilles hurt? I was like, maybe the flight. I was like, it must be the flight. And like 3 days later, I was like, no, it's probably like the dancing on like just
Yeah.
real human shoes. But yeah, dude, that was great. Like all of that part felt good, felt very good actually. And it's funny. So we start the race, start with a downhill, like a nice runnable downhill. People was going at a decent pace. It didn't feel anything like crazy. I knew some like the level was fairly good. I knew some very good guys. A couple of locals that are very strong, mainly sky runners, but like very good on this type of terrain. And then we hit the first climb, which was probably like I want to say 2,500 feet, so like nothing crazy. And I dropped everybody, and I was like, oh,
Yes.
and it felt like very easy to drop it. Like kind of, when Matt is like, "Oh yeah, I'm not even trying," and he's dropping everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what that's like.
That's how it felt, and I wasn't trying to get rid of anything. And I was like, "Okay, that's pretty cool." But then we had a massive downhill, like so many, so maybe like
Before you
Grand
go into the
Colferet
downhill, I
kind of
will
thing.
say that I'm not terribly surprised that you were
I
dropping
agree.
everyone just based off of some of the runs that we had done this summer leading up to
Yeah.
this. And like,
Appreciate.
especially that run up green with Jesh and I,
Hmm.
where you've basically just like dropped both of us
Dude,
going up green.
I've heard
So,
about this a lot.
I know.
The
that's what I'm saying.
legendary.
All right. So continue. Now,
Or-
big, huge downhill.
Or my recent experience was back at the wedding, getting dropped going up the whatever run we did up to some mountain in Oregon. You dropped both me
Yeah.
and Matt, like we're like standing still.
Dude, I don't know. No, I don't know if I. The truth is, thank you guys, and I feel for the first time in like a couple of years climbing like how I like normally
Mhm.
used to climb. So I don't know, maybe changing, moving places, and like that sort of things didn't allow me to find that fitness. But dude, like it feels so good to just have it back, and I know how I got it, and like I'm just gonna continue to build up on it. So that's very exciting because like things were feeling good, the kids were feeling great, I, and I was climbing and I was feeling good. I was actually enjoying, like I was having a blast. Then we had this massive downhill, and a bunch of people passed me, which is super normal. Like when I race in Europe, I'm like sixth place, and I was like, dude, like I feel good, sixth place. But it's like we have so much left. Um, and then we start like the real big climb. This was, I don't know, maybe 5,000 feet, like a decent climb. Like we're gonna be climbing for a while. And do like not too long into the climb, maybe like 20 minutes, I pass a guy and then I pass another, and then like literally I'm like second place. And I'm not like, and this was like the hot part of the day, actually, which didn't feel hot for me, but they were like struggling. And based on how they look, I was like, I'm not seeing these people again. Like, bye. Like, I'm like, and that's when my ego, you know, or like, I don't know, my mind got ahead of me. I was like, there is no way I'm seeing them again, and I'm gonna go and chase the first place for sure. And I was feeling so good. And this climb is epic. You go from like a very like southern type of vegetation to a massive, massive rock at the top of a mountain, which it feels very alpine, and it's like a whole pass through another valley. That climb is great. It was great. It was like, and I was having a blast, honestly. Some sections were extremely steep, like hands and legs off trail.
Really?
Um, but like kind of, but I don't mind doing that on a climb. The issue is when you have to do it on downhill, and like I didn't prepare for that. But dude, I was feeling great. Get to the top, second place. I was like, this is gonna be continue to be a great day. And actually, and I was kind of battling like not too far from this. I would say Italian guy, Daniel Young. I don't know if
Oh
you guys
yeah,
have heard of him.
yeah.
He's like he like have won the Grand Red, being top 10 at UTMB a few times, like top 10 at Laredo. He's like very, very experienced guy. I think I've raced him before. He's
His,
funny, but also, hmm,
I was gonna say his name looked familiar when I was
yeah,
watching.
he's very good. He's like a very, very stoic, strong guy. And it's funny when I pass him, he's like, "Oh, don't go too hard," kind of like trying to like, play games. I was like, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry, like
You hit him with your pole.
it's all
That's
good."
you didn't have poles, did you?
No, dude, I didn't have
You better
poles.
be glad you didn't have poles, dude. He would not be.
I was, it's funny, one of the French guys, we were chatting in one of the climbs, and he was like, "Wow, you're like kind of a badass for not having poles." And I'm like, "Oh, no, it's fine. Like, I haven't been training with it." I was the first one at the finish line without poles, but everybody ahead of me had poles. So maybe I think poles may have been useful just because of how steep some of the climbs were.
Mhm.
Um, But dude, then we had this massive downhill, and I was feeling great, honestly. Like nobody caught me or anything,
But
all
Moy,
the way
there's
to the
probably
bottom.
like
And
1,000 people behind you with poles too. So hard to say.
it,
Yeah.
that is true. That is true. That is true. No, I don't think I would have changed. I wouldn't have changed anything besides some things on the preparation that we can talk about it actually.
Mhm.
But yeah, like downhill went well, felt good. And then we had a no like this downhill was like also like like let's say the climbs were like 4 to 5 thousand feet, and the downhills were like 6 to 7 thousand feet because all of the downhills were a little bit longer than the climbs, so you can get to the ocean, right?
Too much
Um,
down.
and yeah, but it's like I think you guys will like honestly crush that. They were technical, but like nothing crazy. And then we have
Mhm.
another massive climb, and this is where like this is my I don't know, it's like 65, 70K in, and this is when I started to like feel it. Um, Climbing this second big part or second big climb to like my legs start to like I was feeling great, but like my legs start to cramp a little bit, and I was like, okay, like like steep, so I'm gonna take it easy and stuff. And then Daniel Young, and we're like kind of like climbing together, and it was getting hard to keep up, maybe mainly because of just like leg strength. Honestly, I was like having a hard time to output power. Um, and then I start to feel sleepy. So I don't know, maybe like jet lag, whatever. Which
The,
is doesn't really happen to me. But
the jet lag
and
thing is
I was
really big.
having, yeah, dude. I mean, you say that you fell sleepy at your race.
Yeah, I think it's.
Um, yeah, I think like I have 5 days. I think 5 days is not enough for the jet lag.
Mhm.
Uh, but dude, I was still feeling decent, and I started to feel a little sleepy. I was having my Morten with caffeine. Um, and I realize how much we use our quadriceps to go up
Mhm.
because that was the specific muscle that was failing, and they were failing hard. Then we get to
It's
the top. I'm still on third place, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna probably catch. or at least finish third. And we have this was like forever down, and I was feeling decent, but it was getting more and more and more and more technical, and uh and I was still in third, and it was all good, and then it got super technical, like crazy. Like I will say there was like many miles of Sanitas Ridge.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
you're
so
and you're
annoying.
descending that.
Like going down. It's like mainly going down. You have a few climbs, but it's mainly going
Oh.
down. And it was very, very technical, and it's getting dark. So I get to an station. I'm on third. I put my headlamp, and but I'm feeling good. Like the thing is, like I'm feeling good. I'm not really slowing down. Put the headlamp on, and then do like somebody passed me, and it's this guy from the region. It's a very good French runner, and the dude is a local, and he's flying on this bar. And I was like, oh no, dude, like, and that was like very like a big bump. I was like, oh, I'm like out of the podium. So I tried to keep up. But like I was like, for me, it was actually physically impossible. And this is funny because Scott Johnston, coach that is really being like talked about right now, he talked about how when you don't have the muscle endurance, at some point like you will fade if you don't have the muscle endurance to like keep up, which kind of what happened with Bendima and like and Tom Evans at UTMB. You know, like if you don't have the muscle endurance that you need for the race you're doing, you will probably fade. And the ways to train that will be weighted training, or like you do hills that are steeper than the race that you're going to be doing. And I clearly didn't do any of those things, and I didn't necessarily train so specifically. So like muscularly, I was like really starting to struggle. But like, dude, like it was so painful. Like quadriceps were so painful, so painful. And I just keep moving, right? Like you have like what, like 20 miles to go? No, yeah, like 30K, and you see the ocean,
It's
and you're
still
like,
a
that's
lot.
where we have to
Wait, you
go.
see the ocean 30 Ks out?
Maybe like 35. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so far away.
That's so cruel.
It's it's
Brutal.
You're like,
crazy,
oh,
dude.
I'm
It's
almost there.
crazy. No, no. And this is the funny thing. This race is awesome. I would probably do it again. But the end of the finish of this race is very cruel. It's it's
Mm.
actually it is horribly hard because you're going in and out of towns. Nothing is flat. It's all up and down, up and down. Like net downhill, but it's up and down, up and down. And dude, like I was cramping everywhere. Legs were like failing hard. And then this other guy called me in the middle of the
Oh,
night. I was like, oh no. And I was like, you know what? Let's go. And I like kind of I put a surge, and I just like by my tears, I put a surge, and I'm like dropping him. And my freaking headlamp goes out. I was like,
no.
Wait, are
oh
you serious?
no. Yeah. Dude,
You
serious. Like dude,
you had the
serious. I was
spare
like, so I have
batteries
to
there, right?
yeah, but I have to stop and change the battery, and he's gone by
Oh,
then. You know, I was like,
God.
okay, but I may catch him. I may catch him. So here I'm in fifth place. It went from second to fifth, but the spirits are high, and I'm feeling good. And I'm also like, to be super honest, like I am like my muscles are hurting a lot, but like everything else is pretty good. So I'm like, with what I had and with what I had to prepare for the race, I'm kind of like I'm like, it's not my best work, but it's also pretty decent from like for where I'm coming from in terms of like doing 100K, 110K. But dude, like the end is cruel, and the most like the worst part of it, or the best part of it, if you're feeling good, it's like when once you get to the ocean, and I'm still in fifth. Once you get to the ocean, you kind of see the finish line, but it's still like 3 or 4 miles of coastline, and this is not like a bike path. These people is
Oh,
crazy in this. This is like very very old, very old path that is like a bunch of like cobblestones
no.
brushed by the ocean and like kind of falling apart. Dude, I was so it was like super technical. Like for not for the whole way, but like for like a part of it. I was like, are you kidding me? A bunch of steps going up and down. Like I couldn't run a step. I was like, oh no. Like I was like struggling. It was like kind of funny too. You could hear the ocean. I was scared to falling into the ocean. It's like my legs were failing to a point. I was like, I'm like gonna fall, and like nobody's gonna ever find me.
Breathe more.
I'm gonna. Um, but then like yeah, then we got into the road, and like this like very very nice French runner got to me at the end. We ran together for a while, and then like he just passed me a little bit at the end, which I was at peace with it. I mean, I was trying to not get past, but like honestly, I was at peace with it. So I finished sixth. I should have been higher, but independently of that, I think that like my good takeaway was like nobody was climbing as I was climbing for sure. And I felt that felt very good, and the tendons felt great, and I just didn't have enough muscle endurance to just handle the whole thing.
Mhm.
Which is fine too, because everybody ahead of me, these people with like good or some experience in like very, very steep or very technical European races, which is kind of a different sport, which is normally where I like also like to compete. So they were just they were just not ready, for this type of race. So that's totally fair. I know what I have to do for it, and I'm excited to work on that. Very inspired by like Ruth and Tom Simons' coach philosophy. Um, but yeah, then after that, like I don't think I think I text you. I don't think my legs have hurt so much after a race, like muscles, like just the muscle. It's like I don't remember, and like the quadriceps were like, and they're such a useful muscle. So you use your. I just realized that like you use your quadriceps a lot to get up when you're sitting. Like I didn't know that. I did. You guys knew that?
I did, but
I don't know if I've ever like really like thought about it in that way.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
the thing is like,
When you're sore, you realize like what you're actually using.
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. It's like I didn't like now I know, of course, but like so. And when you're tired after a race, you like use your hands to get up, right?
Mhm.
Like, but you know what's really hard to do is like getting up without quadriceps when you have a baby in your arms.
Oh my goodness, dude.
And that was
Cool.
the whole next week. It was like I had Luca, and every time I will get up, I would be like, I will just yell a little bit like ah, and like Kirsten will like laugh, and Luca will be like, "What's going on?" So that was hilarious. That was a highlight for sure. Like just like getting up every time with him, like oh, like or if I was alone, I was like just in Italy, just like yelling while I was getting up. Um, but muscles recover quick. So like within like 5 days, I was feeling like much better, you know.
Nice. Okay, two questions.
So that's my race report.
What would you do from a training standpoint? And like, let's also acknowledge, Moy, like your training leading up to this is like as a new dad, and like there's so many variables that have changed since the last time you raced. And so like, dude, how freaking like brave to just do the training that you're able to do this summer and just be like, I'm going to go race and I'm going to go like try to put myself in it. And, you put yourself in it and then maybe just learn that like, oh, well, unsurprisingly, like maybe the training wasn't quite where it needed to be, but like you still freaking did it. And like, that's 90% of like why we're doing these things is just like have those experiences. So,
Yeah.
but like, what would you do from a training standpoint to change? And, like, would you go back to Nice and that race?
I appreciate the comment. Yeah. So I think I will go back. It's just like hard to fit it in the schedule
Mhm.
because it's like close from UTMB. So if I do something like a UTMB, like it's hard to recover and go. If not, I think it's a pretty cool or like second part of the year race. Actually, I think I will go back. And then from training. So the truth is that like yeah, like of course sleep has been disrupted. This is a race with like a bunch of new variables, right? Like I mean, I'm sleeping less, and which is fine. Also, like travel kind of close to the race, and then like the race or like the training is not the main thing. in my life right now, which is fine. So a lot of like new variables, a lot of new adaptations. It's funny. I don't know. Maybe people will relate. During the race, that was the longest that I have been far from Luca. And hour 10, I
Wow.
was like missing him so much.
Wow.
Dude, I was like missing him so much. I was like, oh my God, I really can't wait to get back. And like I just really wanted to get back and like kind of like hold him. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Regarding the training, honestly, with or without being a new dad, I think my training couldn't I would have done a few things different, but like it wouldn't I didn't have much room just because I recovered from like dealing with like an injury and then like got fit, but there is not so much I could have done on that period of time to like do very specific training for this race. But now if you ask me like, oh, what do you think is needed to perform well? So I think I nailed like the climbing and all of that and endurance, like my fitness, but then um like I think you have to do very steep climbs for it. Hopefully very steep long climbs. So trying to maybe do like I think there's a raccoon above me. So trying to do like very like uphill sessions, like threshold uphill sessions, but again like amphitheater or
Mm,
steeper. Like I think amphitheater is like the starting point
Yeah.
of how steep this was. Doing similar for downhill, you know,
like
and
running
then
down kind of intentionally or like hard or
like running a lot of
intentional?
very steep downhill.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which is like not what
like
we tend to do. We tend to go up steep and down flowy.
yeah.
100%.
I mean, like that we were going down like Ranger and stuff, which is kind of steep, but not really steep. It will have to be like going up and down amphitheater like a bunch of times or something like that, which is what we have very close to. And maybe doing like the weighted the way which yeah,
Dude,
doing the
you know what?
weighted
I was gonna
uphill.
ask if you were gonna add in the weighted hiking.
Yeah, I think so because well, first of all, we hike a bunch in the race, but also like I at some point in races I always feel that like my if there's something that gives up, it's the muscles for me.
Mm,
And and it's like it has happened if you and the races that hasn't happened is when like I really perform very well. And it's just because I've been doing a bunch of like solid strength training and that sort of stuff. Um, so I think that's a good combination. So what I will change is um, I just add those things and run more. Like I didn't run some, like around 50% of my training was on the bike because that's
right.
what my body was allowing me to do. And that's also what also I know that that gets me very strong for climbing. So like, finding that balance
Mhm.
between the time that I have available and then what the body is accepting. I think now like the tendons and stuff is like recover actually very well. It's funny, like I feel like poppy on my runs in the last couple of days, which is not so common. Which is a good sign of fitness. But yeah, I think that like just like if you're gonna do a race that is very steep, just do steep stuff, I guess.
Yeah, that makes
It
sense.
wasn't rolling. There wasn't nothing really rolling on this race.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exciting. I'm like super happy with how things went with the circumstances, and I know that the placement is like important, and like we're competitors. Like I wanted to win the race, and I saw it. I remember like Seth after
Mhm.
CC, he was like, "Oh, I saw it." I was like, I really saw it very clear for like 50K. I was like,
Yeah, you were there.
"This is." I was like, "Dude," I'm like. And then I didn't saw it anymore. But and that's pretty cool. Like for me, that's very motivating. It's like, oh, I know what I have to work on, and this is exciting.
It's got to be like, or at least the way I see it is, uh, very positively. Like you figured out the hardest part, which is like how to actually get fit. You know, like you were like the fittest I've ever seen you, the fittest like I've ever experienced you, like from a running, from like an aerobic, from a like metabolic kind of angle. And then it's like I feel like building strength, like muscle strength is like the easy, like is easier to figure out. So it's like, I don't know, the way I see it for you, like if I were you, or like the way I feel it, which is probably like how you're thinking it, is like, dude, like keep doing what was working, which was like the uphill thresholds and like the volume and all this, and then add in like some of the muscle endurance components, and then it's like, yikes, like that's scary on how fit and strong you're gonna be.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I think I'm like probably like yeah, like certainly probably the fittest I've ever been. That's true. I feel that too. And I didn't figure it out. I just copied Seth's playbook.
No, that's not true. You figured it out. You were doing it. You were whatever I did. You were doing it like way better, like way more dialed. Like I remember when I found you doing the 4x10 minutes or something hills, and I was doing like
Yeah.
I was doing 4x6 because I was being a little baby, and I was like, oh, like Moy's doing what I should be doing right now.
I think every
That's like a proper workout and like mentally exhausting.
Getting out of bed for 4x10 is hard.
Moy, what did we do in Salinas Valley? Must have been like this spring. I basically like joined you. Was that like a ladder?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It was like a ladder, like that was like 2 and then 4 and then 6 and then 8 and then 6 and then 4 and then 2 or something like that.
Okay.
Or less or something. Yeah, it was like a ladder. Yeah.
You didn't get to 10.
That's still tough though. Dude, I just want to know, are we gonna put rocks in our backpacks and go hiking?
Are we rucking? Is Adam Peterman gonna come out here and teach us how to hike with
yes,
weight?
dude.
Dude, I'm gonna be I am dude. I'm actually like Kirsten like look at my computer the other day. I'm like searching for like weight vests. And she's like, yeah? Is that your new thing?
She's like, here, I have a weighted vest here, and she puts on like our Luca with like the
Luca. But he's not heavy enough. But yeah.
Oh, he's not heavy enough.
What, like not yet, and his neck. But like, and also you can't run down with him. I may use him sometimes for hiking days, but like for proper training. No,
is the weighted thing?
like,
Do you run down? You like actually run? You try to run?
I thought they were doing a lot of like,
no.
Go up with weight and then like pour the water out and run down without weight. Is that right?
Yeah. But but like I can't lift him up. You know, like it would be like, okay, look at
what point is his neck strong enough to be able to?
we can rotate one of us.
6
we'll, like,
months.
go opposite directions. And we'll just drop Luca off at the other end. Okay,
that's an option. 6 months. No, but like I think that's actually a good concept. And you don't have to do it so much. Like Scott says, like once a week may be enough.
Really?
Or plenty. So yeah, it's not so much.
I don't want to do that. But it's good.
But you know that I like hiking, and we forget how much. I mean, Drew, if you're thinking of UTMB next year, I'm thinking about UTMB next year. Like I think this is a kind of like
where I hiked most of the time. It was crazy. I should have been hiking more.
Yeah, well, and I think that like that's I listened to the episode about the World Championship. I think that World Championship route was rigged for the Euros and the Spaniards.
Yeah,
like
it was. Dude,
that was like,
dude, we're bringing them to Auburn next year or 4 years from now.
Oh my God!
Straight to Auburn.
Worlds in Auburn would be the most American thing to do ever.
No. Actually, yes. I mean, yes, the most American thing, but like somebody may have or may have not mentioned about like trying to bring it to the Marine Headlands.
I mean, that'd be sweet.
That would be sick.
Just because the backdrop is so beautiful and like San Francisco is incredible, and
I could see one famous podcaster that we all know being super stoked about that. Debo.
And maybe
Oh, probably Billy Yang too.
Yeah.
Debo.
No, I know.
Dude.
No, I know.
Yeah, Billy Yang.
Yeah.
Dude.
uh,
You
I don't
making
even
a
know
maybe
what
play.
and maybe maybe he's behind it. I don't know, but don't quote me on any of it. But like I think that is the world championship where like Americans will be untouchable. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, take that, Spain.
Um.
We'll be untouchable somewhere.
But like this like they like I know like the Nice race has a bunch of off track that's the route. Like you had to get to the ocean and maybe you had to do that. But like I don't think there were any reasons for like send you guys to the places that they send you.
No, it seemed like there was trail. It was just like they chose not to use it.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
they were like where how we can like screw more everybody that is not able
Yeah.
to train here.
But dude, so on that, like my quads after that race were also more sore than I think they've ever been. And it was like only my quads, like nothing else. Was that sore.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the putting like weighted vest hiking thing. But I hate it. Like I don't actually want to do that because that's like against everything I believe in. But I think that might be the move. Boulder boys go hiking with
Okay, so
rocks.
if you're aware to
about this post running chapter, so that I can actually like get strong again,
dude.
you
But
know?
that's I think the
Like-
thing is we
like,
need to start
so
now.
maybe just start now.
I think
Exactly.
we need
This
to be
will
starting
lay
now.
the base.
We're too
And-
weak, too
Yeah.
fragile.
But here's the thing too. I think there's something where like I feel less fatigued if I'm running down something that I feel really like smooth running down.
Mhm.
Like I think the most muscle fatigue I ever feel is when I feel like I'm like putting the brakes on constantly.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think when you're in
Yeah.
terrain that you like that I don't feel like super comfortable with. Like I remember this from Cape Town. Like I was a
Oh,
little bit
yeah.
like surprised by like how technical it was running on top of Table Mountain. I got up there and I was like, oh, this is just gonna be like smooth sailing. And then you're
Mhm.
like, shit, it is so rocky and I can't see my feet. And you're like, and that is just like so much more exhausting, even though you're like not actually moving that fast or actually running that hard. You're just like your body's not used to the way that like it's landing and braking and stabilizing.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like what gets so hard about like when these races have like a higher level of specificity in terms
100%.
of the terrain. Where like CCC is not exactly like there's no climb here like the climb out of Triant.
Right. Correct.
Where it's
yeah.
just like
No.
a freaking wall and it's
Yeah.
just steep and like you can't get any flow. Like you're gonna hike it kind of
Mhm.
regardless. There's nothing like that, but it's
Yeah.
like so much of that race is like shit we run in Boulder,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's flowy and it's like still a lot of vert, but it's like vert that is similar to the vert that we have here and can
Yeah.
train for it. And I think that like when you get into an environment where it's just like not at all like the terrain that you were on just in like regular training, it's like really hard to like not to like feel like you have flow. And even just that like feeling of having flow is helpful from a mental standpoint of like, oh, I'm moving great.
Yeah.
And I also think, Moy, to your point, like when you then hit that shit late in a race and you're already tired and somebody passes you and they like, you know, they're probably not moving as fast as they look to be when they pass you, but in that moment you're like, oh my God, they were fucking flying.
Yeah.
That's so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah. I do agree. I think the mental side of technical trail is huge too. Like I feel like if you get hit with something technical early in a race, you almost adapt and like later on you're just kind of used to it. You're like, okay. Like at least like my experience in Mexico or whatever, where like you get used to kind of this crappy trail that I don't even know if it's technical at that point. It's just like bushwhacking. And it's like you hit it early and so later in the race it sucks, but you're like okay with it. I can't imagine like hitting something technical, like hitting the most technical thing late, you know?
Yeah. Okay, Moy, this actually validates your needing to be stronger comment, because at Ultra Trail Cape Town, I pass Dimitri on that climb and I'm like, he's not moving very fast. Like he's toast.
Yeah.
I got this guy. And then we get up there on top of Table Mountain. It's technical as shit. And I'm like, a fucking baby deer just like flailing around, you know, just tiptoeing.
Yeah,
And
I can.
Dimitri with those big ass quads just comes motoring through like it's nothing. It's the muscle. It's the
And like
strength.
and the rocks were probably breaking under his Adidas shoes. You know, like just like
It was actually not technical for him. It was just
he
flat
just
because he was just
flattened it
mowing
out.
down
Yeah.
the rocks.
yeah. He was like no, but like that's it. Like, and that's the thing. It's like at the end of the day, like I have felt that muscle endurance, and it comes from a strength and just like kind of specific training. And as I think I want to believe what Seth say about like it's not maybe not the hardest things to build. But dude, I didn't know that like after the World Championship, your quads were also like cooked.
Yeah,
That's
I mean that's
that's good to know. So
I didn't do enough vert, or like same thing. It's like I could have either done a lot more vert, which is maybe like what you were saying before. It's like maybe you could have ran a lot more
yeah.
instead of biked, or you could do like strength stuff. You know,
Mm.
like I don't feel like
Yeah,
my
I mean,
body was
but
ready for whatever the heck that
yeah.
was.
But like I'm not like I don't regret anything because I truly did everything I could have done
Yeah.
on the possibilities, you know. So and like I'm like satisfied and happy, and I'm glad that everything felt good. I'm excited about next year. So it's all good news. Now, I think we're all like if you're a company that sells weighted vest, reach
Ooh.
out.
Like literally the opposite
Uh,
of like
Let's see if the
yeah,
feed has.
literally.
Guys, let's see if the feed has some on the website. We can get one that we just share.
they probably do. You probably still got those ice vests.
I mean, we could just use the Nike Ice Vests. We could just weight those down, fill them
Yeah,
up,
well,
with, like,
Little
fill up
leg
with
thing.
in
beans.
winter,
Exactly.
but
Dude,
or water or
yeah, just fill them
something.
up with like water and like metal
Yeah.
shot.
That's so funny. What? Okay, we'll have to figure out what day. I think I struggle with knowing how to incorporate like weighted hiking into a training plan. You know,
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Weighted training starts to fall into the category for me of if that's what it takes. I don't know if I want it.
yeah, I was thinking that too. I would do it with friends. I would do it with friends.
With friends, I could do it, but like I can't be out here. Like you're just really leaning
I
into
think
the
you can
Boulder
just- I think
stereotypes.
you can
People are gonna be
just-
like, "Does that guy do Hyrox?"
Dude, what if you guys just
But,
show
like-
up together at Rafa with your weighted vests to go out for a walk?
Can you imagine if the Rafa boys saw us in weighted vests?
It'd be
We would
embarrassing.
never hear the end of it.
No, we'd be canceled.
We're already so
No, we-
lame in comparison to their cool factor.
It's true.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I agree, but also like I'm not.
walking in there like a chump with a day job.
I'm not. I understand. I'm not against it though. Like to be honest, I think a bunch of the Euros do a bunch of things that we like. Like I know that like there is this. I used to do this one actually. It's like this classic training where like you do uphill repeats, and your recovery is you're leaning against a tree, like doing the sit wall.
Oh, I remember you talking about this. Yeah.
Wait, like
That is like that.
a seated wall sit on
Yeah.
a tree at the end of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
That's
not
a
actually recovery.
classic. That is a classic French like workout. And you do like I don't know whatever like maybe you do like 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 6 minutes uphill, and then sometimes one on one off on a climb, and then you find a tree and you sit there, and that's your recovery, and it does burn your quads like crazy, you know. So like there is a bunch of things like that that can help, but also like I'm not against the hiking with the weighted thing, just because I like hiking uphill, you know. So if this is gonna make me better and stronger at it, I don't know. I'm all for it.
It might also, Seth, keep you and I from trying to shuffle.
It's true. I like the
Because we're always out on runs, and like Seth and I are just trying to shuffle, and Moy's just walking behind
It's
us.
true.
He's going
It's
just
true.
as fast.
Moy,
And
like-
we're just like
Yeah.
my brain is still kind of broken around hiking, where I'm like, oh, you must be feeling like shit, Drew, if you're out here hiking.
Well, to that point, whenever I start hiking, my quads burn, which is maybe kind of what coming back full circle to what we need.
All right, we're getting some weight vests.
All right, yeah.
You'll all be seeing us this winter, just going up amphitheater with the spikes in a weight
Yeah,
vest.
we'll bring Rucking back to being cool and normal.
Yeah.
Not that it's not cool.
Not that it's not.
You know, if people listen, that's what they like.
Hey,
I mean,
nothing against it.
Nothing against Hyrox either, folks.
No.
Just, you know,
Hyrox is great. I actually don't really know what Hyrox
people
is.
being active is great.
Dude, you know what we should do? Can anybody sign up for a Hyrox?
I have no idea.
Dude, I think it would be so funny
I
to
imagine
cold turkey hit a Hyrox event
I think we would get.
and see who
I
wins.
think I would get cooked.
Of
What
the
is
boys.
that?
I haven't done any. Okay, of the boys, who would win in Hyrox?
Dude, Hyrox is like a CrossFit type thing.
A Hyrox.
It's
Okay.
like what, like pull-ups, burpees, some crazy
It's like the
jumping with
it's like the new
sandbags.
CrossFit.
Yeah. It is a
Yeah.
CrossFit rebranded.
I think that like 8 years ago, as I was getting into running,
I still
I
think
think I
you'd be
would
pretty
have.
good.
I think I would have taken the
Yeah.
cake because I was like hitting the weights a lot at that point in life.
I think you'd
But
be pretty
now
Now the weights are hitting you.
the weights are hitting me.
good. Yeah. Yeah, I actually think Moy. I think Moy.
I think
would
Moy
crush.
would. I think Moy would do well.
Adam would.
I'm
be really
sure.
strong. I just don't.
Adam,
You think so? I haven't
Yeah,
seen him
Adam
do.
would be
I've
the
never seen him
best.
do a pull up or a push up. Not that he can't. I've never seen it.
You don't
Where-
have to see him to know.
Where the thing about
I think we can all agree that Matt probably would not win.
I don't think you could even
Wait,
sign.
wait. So that is
the
actually
strongest calves of anyone I've ever seen. So
so Matt, we may think that he doesn't have or interest or capacity, but remember that like he was like in the friggin'
On the
Navy.
military.
So
Yep, Navy.
he knows how to do pull-ups, push-ups, and all of that
That's true.
That's a great point.
And
very
low-key,
well.
low-key, he's kind of ripped.
And lucky
think,
he has this his pecs are like powerful.
if we
Yeah.
can draft any friends, though, I'm going to draft my brother because I think he would
Oh yeah,
absolutely
your brother would
crush.
destroy. Your brother would
Yeah,
destroy.
of course. I will put your brother there. Yeah, like 100%. Like just look at his arms. Like your brother is like pure muscle.
I
Yeah.
do like the idea of just getting thrown into some. We'd all end up with rhabdo or something. Yikes.
No, but well, that's a wrap. We're gonna go to Hyrox and
so psyched for you to have, just done it, man. It was like seriously so fun to follow along. Great coverage.
Yeah.
Good all around.
highly recommended. Highly recommended. Good race. Honestly.
All right. Going to Nice
Going to Nice.
or Monaco or wherever my house is.
And then we could pop up to Monaco, maybe. See Tade.
Yeah. I know Tade. I call him T.
T and I go
Yeah.
way back.
T and I. Tade and
Titi.
yeah.
The good old Titi. What else going on? What else is going on in the running world?
Okay. Well, Courtney Dauwalter ran a marathon. Very cool.
I'm honestly so freaking psyched on this.
That's pretty okay.
Well, like one, she's
Two-
from Minnesota. She went back to the Twin Cities Marathon.
That's right.
So there's
That's
it's
right.
like a soft spot in my heart, soft spot in probably her heart as well. I just think it's like so. She ran what, like a sub 250, 240 something,
240 something. Yeah.
240 something.
Pretty good.
And I just think that like how freaking cool to see truly the greatest like of all time, one of the greatest of all times in an aspect of in ultra running, being like, I'm gonna go like run a marathon and like I'm probably not gonna be the best.
Mm-hmm.
And she's out there just like in her long shorts, long sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
Runs pretty damn fast, but not like world class.
No.
It's so dope.
It is definitely tough or I imagine it'd be tough to be in her position because it's like if you don't run like 230, like the Let's Run message, people are gonna be like, "Oh, trail runners are so slow." But it's like, one, it's a different sport, and two, it's like the 240 something still really freaking fast.
Yeah.
you know?
And here's the other thing is like, yeah, it's still really fast.
Yeah.
She like all the photos I saw, she was just like such a big smile.
Mhm.
Here's the other thing. I was chatting with a few friends from the Twin Cities who are like into running, but not like serious runners. And they were fucking psyched.
Nice.
You know, like
Oh.
her stardom has kind of like transcended into different communities. And they were just like,
Wow.
oh my God, so cool that she came back to Minnesota to run this
cool.
race. And like she was giving out high fives along the course. And I just think that's like so freaking dope. And so like she clearly is so confident in who she is. And like I think that's like great to see in somebody who is like just absolutely, you know, a rock star
Yeah.
in our little community. So
That is cool.
That's huge. So like the impact of on the community, and that was like beyond trail running. I think it's amazing. And then like the truth is like when I saw that she ran a marathon, I was like I didn't even care about the time. I was like, that's so cool. Because she could maybe just run fast as she did, or maybe she just went and jogged and had a great time. Like independently, I think the
she
fact that
might-
she put herself out there and then like had a blast, you know.
And she might have like also ran 240 something, also having a blast and a good time, you know?
totally.
Like you're saying, it
I'm
did,
sure.
the photos
Yeah.
definitely didn't seem like she was like aiming for like the super hard trials qualifier type vibe.
100%.
It was like kind of like I'm out here for a good time.
100%.
And she probably ran a 20-miler the day before and the day after. Who knows?
She's out there running the Nolans right now.
Here's my
Uh-huh.
continued hot take. Like if you are good at running, you are good at running.
It's true.
And I promise you that if Courtney focused on the marathon for 6 months or a year, she would run very, very fast.
I think she'd be pretty good.
Wow.
I like to think that, and then I think about myself, and I don't know if that's true. Like, it's like there's a spectrum. Like, I don't know how much training I could do to get faster. You know,
I think you could run.
But I think you're. Yeah.
the Olympic trials qualifier is 2:16 now. I gotta go 2:16 if I ever.
I bet you
do
could go
trials.
2:16. I bet you could.
I don't know.
I just think, Seth, if you like spent a year like dedicating the amount of time you do to trail running to trying to run a marathon super fast.
I have to be on the bicarb and the super shoes and the Nomeo and the
and I'm sure
ketone
road runners
IQ.
are like, oh, I'd have to be on the vests and the bottles and the
true.
120 grams of carbs an hour. Like it's all the same. Like we do all that shit just for like a totally different sport.
That's true.
So
that's a good point.
Anyway,
I would like to try sometime.
it is funny though that to think about you being like, oh, I got to be on all these things, and then you think about all the silly tools that we have to do our sport.
So many grams of carbs an hour. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
And it's less time.
Guys, I didn't follow this a whole ton, which is like a little bit embarrassing. But Killian also did a thing.
Yes.
That is like kind of hard to even like wrap my my little brain around.
Yeah. On the complete opposite spectrum of a marathon. Killian completed his USA quest of conquering every tall mountain in the US in a month, which makes no sense. We were doing a little calculating before the pod, and
we were deep statistical analysis and data science department.
You know, as Adam
provide us with like.
We don't like to talk about all the prep we do. You know, but he highlighted that the free trail folks really are just so professional and they just spend hours and hours. And that's
right.
I mean, that's what it takes to put on a podcast like this. And so
exactly,
you know, in our Moy running the deep statistical modeling for us.
Moy discovered with his algorithm that Killian spent over 16 hours every day doing an activity for the past month. Yeah, which is crazy. There's only 8 more hours to sleep, and you're not sleeping all that. You're probably like stopped at a gas station or like switching from running to biking. It's just crazy. I pulled up the stats. 72 peaks, 72 14ers, 500 hours of activity, 123,000 meters. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what that is in feet of elevation.
Wait, 100.
123,000 meters.
So like 400,000 feet.
4,000 meters, 4,000 meters a day.
That's crazy.
Oh my
14,000 feet a day.
God.
And
So like he was doing 13,000 feet a day.
that's crazy.
That is
Dude, and some of those days were flat because home dude had to ride across the desert to get to California. I don't think
just to yeah.
it's crazy to think like somebody who we know was with him and they were saying like he like asking about like the what it's like and he was like, oh, like this is just an excuse to be out in the mountains, you know, like doing this thing is just an excuse to be in the mountains, which is super cool to think about. I don't know if like 16 hours a day, like I think I'd be very tired of the mountains at some point. You know what I mean? Like to actually love doing that and being out there so much to like be sleep deprived and constantly moving and like sitting through. The weather was terrible the past month. Like getting through snow, rain, like you have to love it, you know?
Wow.
It's
I
interesting
mean,
though.
he clearly loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be kind of fun to be like, what is just like picking some big thing for 1 month and being like intentional about like, I'm going to work really, really hard every day, but I'm not going to like crush myself because I need to be out the next day to do it. I think there's actually something that probably is like, feels very like pure. And like all you're thinking about is just like, okay, how do I keep moving? How do I like make sure my body feels good? Like, how do I make sure that I'm like recovering enough to like get back out there? But like, I don't know if I could ride my bike that far in that many days.
No, my butt hurts thinking about sitting on the seat that much.
So
crazy.
So like the truth is that like I've done bike trips like since college. It's like biking in Patagonia and stuff like that, like 7 days or things like that. And it's amazing. Like you wake up and the only thing you need to do is to ride your bike and then eat, and it's like pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But what you say about like you don't want to break your body or you want to like whatever he's doing will break anybody's body.
It's true.
One day. You know, so then you get it's a kind of like dimensioning. It's like okay, 16 hours of 16 hours of moving, dude. Like 16 hours. Even if you're hiking 16 hours, the next day I'm like wreck. Like I'm useless.
It's crazy.
You know, like it's and then but doing that like 30 days in a row. It's just
okay. I can imagine hiking for 16 hours. I actually cannot imagine being on a bike for 16 hours.
No, both sound very difficult.
My toes go numb at 3 hours on the bike.
that's because you have to work on the shoes.
I think that's a problem.
That is, don't tell or the guys from Rafa.
Yeah, if anybody wants
help
to
me out,
give Drew a free bike fit, holler.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think that's not okay. But yeah, like it's crazy.
Fully numb. They feel like they're gonna explode at about 3 to 3.5 hours on the bike.
Okay. That's fair.
It's like more painful than any running.
You know, you may have to just shift the thing on the foot, like on the shoes, like move it a little bit. I will fix it.
Yeah. If there's any
Don't
bike
quote me on
fitters,
that.
if there's any bike fitters that listen to this pod, help.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot us a DM or just Drew directly.
But
probably be
it's just
and then Seth
I'll tell Drew. That's a good point.
It is just very like it's just mind blowing, like the endurance capacity of this guy. And do you know the worst part is like then he comes out of that and he's probably much fitter than when he started doing it. You know, it's like he's just getting unlimited fitness.
Have he and like Alex Honnold or Tommy Caldwell ever linked up for any
I don't know.
big endeavors.
I don't know.
I think it'd be really interesting to like see like Killian and Alex go and do some like big grind together.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Just because they both seem to have just like minds that are able to withstand just like an absurdity, like just an absurd level of
Has
capacity. I don't
Totally.
know. Crazy.
Has anybody ever done a scan of Killian's brain? Like, I feel like, you know how everybody talks about like, oh, like Alex Honnold's amygdala or whatever doesn't work. Like, have we seen one of those Killians? He's probably got
whatever we process fatigue, he doesn't have it for sure.
Yeah, he doesn't process fatigue. Crazy,
It's
dude.
like he's 2 scoops of Nutella and he's like ready to like do 16 more hours.
Maybe 1, 2 sneakers.
Maybe, you know. No, but it's kind of mind blowing. I think it's hard to grasp or understand, but then the other thing is like it's interesting he decided to do that and not like trying to do like one of the like main trails, you know, like the PCT or something like that.
It is true because
Um,
it would have been close to the same time. Although I think those like long trail routes are like in the 50 days. I don't know, whatever Terradauer has.
for everybody else, maybe he does like freaking 20, you know, like that's the thing.
Could have done it in a month, you know. But I'm glad that didn't
I mean-
happen because that would be nobody would get it. That'd be like crazy.
Yeah.
I
But
think
very
it'd be kind of
inspiring, very inspiring.
Maybe next year.
I would actually be the thing that Killian would do though is that he would be like, I'm gonna do the Continental Divide and the PCT, and I'm gonna bike between them and set both FKTs.
Right. And I'm only gonna be out here
I
a
mean,
month. I have 3 kids at home.
yeah, he's like, I only have 28 days of visa.
Yeah,
totally.
That's funny.
But but that's the thing. What it's gonna be next year because he's doing like a yearly thing. So I wonder what it's gonna be next year. Maybe it's something in the Himalayas or who knows.
That's true. He hasn't been in the Himalayas in a while. Seemingly.
He's gonna do like all of the 8,000 meters peak in a week.
He could do it. I mean,
No.
it seems doable. I don't know.
No,
how
I think the fastest time is like of our 8,000 meters mountains. Let's see what we will say. I think 92 days is the fastest time. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that's. I don't know.
Yeah.
Killian could do it in a week.
That's kind of that is very quick though, because like you like really kind of die a little bit when you are so high. So it's like you might recovering from that.
That's true. That's
Ugh.
true. True.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. All right, one more quick topic. Kodiak is coming up this weekend. We
Dude,
got friends.
yeah.
We got
Eli?
Cade versus Eric Lagerstrom. Cade Michael versus Eric versus a couple Spaniards, couple quick sky running Spaniards in the 50K. I can't remember the names.
Yeah.
Got Tabor on the women's side. I can't remember off the top of my head. Jane Mouse, a couple good girls on the 50K side for the women. And then surprisingly, Eli is coming back for his 3rd race in a month to do the 100K.
Eli,
Is he actually going?
Eli, what are you doing?
Yeah, he said he was. When I talked to him at Worlds, he said he was going.
Why?
100K versus Hayden versus, I don't know. Actually like kind of stacked. For an American race in September, it's like pretty loaded.
Yeah.
But yeah, just shout out.
Michelino's doing it.
Okay,
Right?
so just for context here, Eli and I raced at CCC.
Yep.
He is about to toe the line for his 3rd
Yes.
race.
I guess in like 5 weeks.
And I did my like first workout today.
Yes, you did. It was great. And you doubled with me, which was huge.
We doubled. I just started training again.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy to me.
That is a lot
That
of
is
racing.
so much racing. It's exhausting even thinking about.
For sure. I don't know how you stay like fit, but I also don't know how you stay like mentally turned on.
You and I were talking about this just like on our double today. Just the level is getting so high that like having that like mental head game of just being like, I so want to be here.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's getting so important.
It's huge.
Because the level is getting so high.
Yeah.
And so like you need to be willing to like go through it to have good days.
100%.
And I just like, I'm so impressed by people who are like, oh no, I've got that drive to race 3 times in 3 months and like huge races.
100%. I mean, dude, it was like everything I could like we were talking about this, like to come around after states to pull together some motivation for a September race was like, felt huge, you know?
Yeah.
And then I remember after CCC, kind of the same thing. It was like, oh, like how do you even get motivated to run and train and stuff? And then like to get motivated to race, and it's crazy.
I feel like for the last 3 years, I've been like, I'm going to go to Kodiak in October. Like that'll be a perfect like end of season race. And every time I like run CCC or UTMB and I'm just like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Dude.
There's zero chance.
I definitely did start to see the start lists of Kodiak this year. And I was kind of like, I kind of wish I was going. But
I think it'd be a really fun race to run, honestly.
It'd be super fun.
Yeah, it's like in such a cool spot. I've never been to Big Bear. Have either of you ever been to Big Bear?
Yeah. It's cool.
What's it like? Because it's like on the LA side of the Sierras, right?
Yeah, it's like it kind of feels like a miniature Tahoe.
Cool.
You got a little teeny lake, much smaller lake, much lower.
Wow.
But it's pretty cool.
Sweet.
It's right above San Bernardino Valley, so it's a good time.
Yeah.
We did. My sister lived at the base in Redlands.
Oh, super.
And so I went up and snowboarded there once, and then surfed the next day, which is like so cool.
That's so cool.
But not that I can surf or snowboard well. But
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing it. I was planning on doing it, and I got in actually, but it's not in Italy.
It's not in Italy, dude.
It's not Italy.
There was one small problem. Coffee was too big.
Espressos, man, the espressos. They didn't know how to make. No, I was supposed to do it. No, but like I don't know. I think it's gonna be a quick one. It's a quick race.
Yeah, we'll do it one
It's
year.
like 8 hours.
I feel like all of us were ready to do it this year and last year. I think it's been 2 years where we've been like, oh yeah, we're gonna do Kodiak, and then like,
and it's major now. So like top 10 go to UTMB. There's like good prize money.
Yep.
Like
it's live streamed, so we can watch it.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's actually a good. It's a good
other brands, but like the Nike bonuses on it because it is the major.
Yeah,
this year is like quite solid.
Is it too late?
All right,
you have to train after CCC.
You did a workout.
Didn't work
I ran
out
super
today,
well
like
from
we
you. Get over there. Fly out tonight.
But you did a workout. You did a double today. I think you're ready.
I think I'm ready. Just a day of rest.
No, but also
toe the line. I do want to shout out my buddy Brady, who you all saw at the winning and lives here in Boulder, is running.
Yeah. Yes.
Amazing.
Which will be sweet.
Shout out Brady.
He's doing the 100 miler.
The 100 miler.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Which will be sweet.
Big time.
If
Let me see.
And you run into a dude named Brady. He is truly the kindest, most charismatic, chattiest human I know. And he's also brilliant.
Hayden Hux is doing the 100 miler.
No way.
No, he's in the 100K.
Yeah. No, he's in the 100 miler.
Are you serious?
Let's go, Hayden.
What are you doing, dude? All right.
I don't know what.
Wait, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Okay, well,
I don't
even know what's happening.
I am
anymore.
so curious about that decision.
That
Because
bonus must be
that is what-
huge.
It must be. It must be.
Oh, dude. Maybe he just wants to shoot, do a 100-miler that's not states.
He's like, I'm about to make $80,000 for
Yeah.
winning the 100-miler at Kodiak. Okay, what else
Again,
would
easy,
drive
like
somebody
yeah.
what else would drive someone like Hayden to? Because that's a lot of matches to burn
So-
at this time of year.
I did hear a rumor at Worlds, but I don't think it's been validated yet or verified. But I heard a rumor that they might think about switching back to if you want to if you're an elite and you want to be at CCC, you have to race 100K to get in. And if you're an elite and you want to do UTMB, you have to race 100-mile category. I did hear rumors that they're switching back to that. So maybe Hayden knows the inside scoop and he wants to go back to UTMB, and so he has to do the 100-miler. I hope this isn't true. These were rumors that were
I'm
talked
gonna
about
be.
at Worlds.
I
And they
am not surprised by that.
also, the other thing UTMB did, which is cool but also insane, is like they today released a thing where like elites can have an 18-month window to get in. So we have until June, the end of June, to get in without an injury exemption.
Which is great because the injury exemption just had become this like sneaky backdoor where everyone was like, "Hey, UTMB, email.
I had a niggle.
I got a niggle. I can't. I don't want to race Kodiak." And then you'd get a 6-month extension.
Yeah, but dude, hear me out. Guess what the minimum score for? I only remember the male score because that's what I was looking at. The minimum score to qualify for this 18-month window.
760.
It was 900. Only people above a 900 could use this.
What?
You know how hard it is to get a 900, particularly if you're racing in a US race. Impossible. I mean, Drew, you got a pretty high 900
I don't.
UTMB.
Okay, but like my overall has to be over 900.
Your overall has to be over 900.
My overall
to,
is not over
qualify
900.
as like an elite that deserves.
My overall is not over 900, and
I don't know anybody
did
who's
just take third at CCC.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm not an elite?
You're not an elite. You're not elite enough.
I take back.
They're not
my
elite
own
enough.
word.
Yeah. No.
Dude,
Yeah.
900.
That's. I mean,
I
rules
saw
are
this.
the rules are the rules, and this is a
Yeah.
very fair and well-structured, mathematically backed point system.
Dude, all I'm saying is we got this fed to us on the North Face group chat. I don't think anybody on the entire North Face team has a 900, except for John Albin.
I think probably, yeah, John probably does. Yeah,
I think that's it.
not for long though, but yeah.
Not for dang. Anyway, that's a rant, but we're hosed.
UTMB, if you're listening, don't make it harder for elites to get into your races.
Or at least give us a higher.
It turns out that like when elites are in your races, it's better
true.
for everyone.
Dude, they were just tired of
Yeah.
people like Drew and David Sinclair going in and messing up their races. They don't want you guys on the podium. They want
too many.
Too many Americans.
They want Francois and Aurelians up there.
Yeah, they want Pierre and Jerome and all of that.
All right.
Those I think those rules are changing. I'm gonna be hitting the lottery.
Hit
Just
the
like a normal
jackpot.
person. I don't know, dude. I mean, I can't. I don't think I want to do like 100 miles to qualify for 100 miles in general. Like, I don't think that makes sense. Like, are you gonna make people do 200 miles a year? I don't think that's good.
Well,
Katrine, if you're listening,
it's a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Drew begs of you.
I beg of you, Katrine.
So
don't make me run 100 miles.
I also don't know if this is
Don't
true.
make me run 100 miles to run UTMB.
Yeah. I also don't know if this is true. So
I mean, here's the thing. I just like won't.
Yeah.
I just won't.
Guess what? We're going to States every year.
States every year.
I mean, Drew's like, I have my ticket.
Do it because that's in June.
That would actually get us.
I should do it.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, like well, 1-1.
and as we know, American men so good at running Western States and then UTMB.
Yeah.
So good.
Successful double.
It's just so
Tyler
successful.
had a great one. What was it?
Tyler did have a good
second
one.
and 10th
Tyler
or
did have a good
something?
one. Second and 7th.
That's
No,
good.
or did
Wow.
he take second the year he took 7th? I think so.
I thought that might have been the same. Or did he
that
have a
same year?
year where he got 4th?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has done. He did it.
He
Really
did a
well.
couple top 10s,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
right.
like solid.
It's super
But
solid.
nobody's ever like knocked it out of the
No,
park.
no.
Impossible.
No. I'm excited for Jim to knock it out of the park.
I think he will.
Jim, you gotta stay healthy so you can do the double.
Yeah. The
for
only
us. Win them
problem
both.
is you might have to try to beat me and maybe Drew. So
Oh,
yikes, dude. Like
Fran.
your times and Fran, your time is like it's been out. I actually think he listens to this pod, so I don't want to put fuel in his head. We're screwed.
I think he's
my
washed
plan-
out, dude. I think like
3rd and 6th. So that's where I plan to finish.
All right. Well, yeah, that's fair. I mean,
no, I
you
think
can rebrand.
I mean the truth is that like I know that he won the world championship, but like there was no talent on the world championship this year. So like whatever he's gonna do at Western, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I hear on another. That's what I hear somebody say in another podcast that I listen to.
Wait, did they actually say
I
that?
also like you say that. Do you say that? Who is North American team member? Joe, right?
Yeah, that's a good. I did say that last week, didn't I?
You like you like roast? Yeah, he got a good roast from Giuseppe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I'm
thought
sorry.
that was good. That was interesting. No, it's good. I mean, you gotta keep it honest. No, but I think Western next year is gonna be crazy. But then the question that I have about this UTMB rule is like, what about like 120K races? Is that a CCC or a UTMB?
I think it just depends what category they decide it is going to be.
Because then Lavaredo will be a qualifier.
We're all going to Lavaredo.
I do think the 120 at Lavaredo is a 100-mile qualifier. Yeah.
Hang on, San Vito.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey,
dude, I'll come crew.
Doesn't get any better.
Oh, dude, what if
You can't.
Now we're just like, we really should end this pod because we're just talking. I'm gonna rent a motorcycle and I'll come crew you guys. I'll be like the moto man.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, like a moped. Actually, a Vespa. It'd be sick.
I kind of want to have a
And
Vespa.
then
I think it would work.
I just, man,
people will be like, "Where is your crew? Where's your crew?" And it's like said like,
like
45 minutes.
Fully pinned, like watching you run beside me at the same speed. You know?
Other crews will be like, "Well, we couldn't fucking make it to Paso de Joao in time because we got stuck behind a Vespa that was going 15 miles an hour
in the middle of the road." And that was said. Oh man, that would be hilarious. Seth wearing like the Nike, like chair, with the USA on it.
Radical,
Dynamic, the radical air on the Vespa. That would be hilarious.
Amazing.
Maybe that's a good.
Boy, do you have your computer up right now? Do you want to check dates? Is it the same? Or is it again same day for Western States?
I think it's the same weekend.
Dude, we need a union.
It's like June 27 and then Lavaredo.
We just need a union to make sure that all the races are at the right time of year for us.
Yeah. Okay.
I think same weekend. Yeah.
Making classic. That's a shame.
That's a bummer. Yeah.
I know that Western States holds the hearts and minds of American trail running, but y'all, Lavaredo is still pretty freaking sick.
Dude, it looks so cool. I do want to go someday.
That's pretty sick. I got to go back and do the full 120.
I think I'm going next year to do the full, even though that means that I won't be at Auburn, but like I think I'm gonna do it. I'm
It's all right, dude.
Honestly,
Auburn's got nothing.
I'm excited about it.
I can crew Seth from the race.
Oh,
yeah. You can.
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
I'm
We'll
gonna
go
pick
for
it for the first 60.
That would be sick. And then the last 40 as
Yeah.
well.
And then the last 40 as well.
We'll tap you in. Crazy.
You space into the wind.
I know, everyone would, I would get canceled, and Craig would, and I love Craig. Craig would be so sad.
Yes.
But I still think it would be such a flex to be like, just to literally pace you for the first 60.
Dude.
And then just be like, cool, I'm done. Like dropping out here.
Okay, but what if we just race and then whoever loses, they're like, oh yeah, well I was just here to crew. I was actually just crewing for the race.
Oh, I'm so proud of my buddy Seth. Like, it was so fun crewing and pacing him out there for the day. Like, it's such a special experience to be together and to be part of his big day.
We're like, dude, you were
The
also
speech is ready.
All right.
The speech is ready. But you're a competitor, so
Yeah,
I don't think that would be the case.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen.
Guys, this was fun.
This was fun.
Even with the skeleton crew.
Dude, I think we pulled a good one.
I think we did too. It was fun.
Sweet.
Thanks. Sorry I couldn't be in person, but I'm excited to see you guys this weekend.
Next week,
we'll see you this weekend.
Next week. And this weekend, but not on podcast. Moy, super proud of you for crushing over in France. France.
Dude, really cool.
Thank you guys.
And thanks for listening to episode, I believe it's 58.
Yeah.
58.
All right.
Almost 100. All right.
Almost
Thank
100.
you guys. Peace.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Good night.